Peter Atrica dito sa Balitapatan.
Good morning, Peter Atrica. Good morning to our listeners and viewers.
Hi, Justice. Thank you for joining us this morning. Salamat po.
So, okay. Justice, alam niyo po nung kayo po sumagot doon sa challenge, ako po personally nagbunyi eh. kasi it's
Sa
about
tatlong
time.
inimbitahan.
Kasi po, Justice Carpio, unang-una, do you really feel na there is something to debate about? Ano po ang nakikita ninyong paninindigan ni Marcoleta as against ano ba ang nasa konstitusyon o mga provision?
The arbitral ruling.
Meron po ba siyang pinanggagalingan at dapat panindigan talaga, Justice?
Nag-ano siya, he said two things, no? Dalawang assertions niya. One, sabi niya, there is no such thing as a West Philippine Sea. Imagination lang daw. That's a fiction of our imagination. There is no such thing as a West Philippine Sea. Pangalawa, sabi niya, yung Kalayaan Island Group, may mga isla dyan na outside our 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone. So, bakit natin kiniklaim yan? That's outside our exclusive economic zone. So, sabi ko, okay, let's discuss this. Let's debate on these two issues. Ito lang, dalawa lang. Ang position niya, that's West Philippine Sea is just a figment of our imagination.
Yeah.
So, ang sagot ko niyan, West Philippine Sea is in a law. Philippine Maritime Zones Act that was approved when he was a congressman, a party list congressman. May definition doon ng West Philippine Sea. So it legally exists because we have defined it in a law. Even before the Philippine Maritime Zones Act was passed and enacted into law by Congress, si President Aquino III issued administrative order naming the western side of our maritime zones, the West Philippine Sea. So, dalawa yan. May administrative order, tapos na-formalize yan into a law.
Yeah.
So, it exists. Nasa batas natin. At, it was passed by Congress and by the Senate. So, hindi mo ma-deny. It exists. Legally, it exists.
Yeah. Okay.
Yung second issue
Opo.
na yung katulad ng Pag-asa, Loita, these are islands of the Kalayaan Island Group that are outside our 200 nautical mile EEZ. Sabi niya, labas yan sa EEZ natin, so bakit natin kiklaim yan? These are different issues. Yung territorial issue and maritime issue, iba yun. Yung arbitration sa Hague, decided on the maritime dispute. It
Okay.
did not decide the territorial dispute. That's one.
Okay.
Second, kahit na sa exclusive economic zone ng country A, pwede magkaroon ng island territory ang country B. It's not incompatible. Nangyayari yan. Ang daming, that's common. So, walang basehan yung sinasabi niya na pag labas ng exclusive economic zone natin, hindi na natin makiklaim. Ni-claim natin yung Kalayaan Island Group matagal na. Nasa 1734 Pedro Murillo Velarde map yan.
Opo.
More than 300 years na. More than almost 400 years na. So, iba yun. There are two different issues. At that time, wala pang, of course, 1982 lang yung UNCLOS, no?
Opo.
So, it's totally, incompatible to claim na pag sinabi mo na wala ka sa EEZ, hindi mo na ma-claim as territory. Ang daming ganyan. That's not a factor. So, yun, I want to inform the public na there is already an existing law defining the West Philippine Sea. Matagal na, during the time of President Pinoy pa. Ngayon, nadagdagan pa ng isang batas mismo, no? Philippine Maritime Zones Act. At saka second, there is no such thing as paglabag sa it's outside your exclusive economic zone, hindi mo na maklaim as a territory. Iba yung territory, iba yung maritime zone. Yun lang.
Okay. Justice Carpio, naunawaan po namin yung mga binanggit po ninyo, no? Pero on the ground, what is the reality on the ground? Meron na po bang pasabi o meron na bang nag-extend ng acceptance ng ng debate mula sa kampo ni na Marcoleta po?
Well, ganito nangyari. Di ba he challenged Commodore Tariela, Professor Batong Baka led me to a friendly debate kuno.
Apo, kuno.
So ako, I accepted it. I may issue the statement to media. I'm accepting it and we discuss the topic. Yung dalawang topic.
Yeah.
Because yun yung sinasabi niya. Yun yung kailangan malaman ng taong bayan na ano talaga ito. Meron bang legal basis yung West Philippine Sea na yan? Second, totoo ba yung sinasabi niya na pag outside our EEZ, we cannot claim it anymore as territory? Yun, para malaman ng taong bayan.
Okay. So, by way of a follow-up po, do you feel na ito pong mga binabanggit ni na Senator Marcoleta and even Senator Cayetano, is this really part of their role as as senators of the Republic? Or meron bang basihan yung mga sinasabing bakit sa mga panghaharas ng China tahimik kayo? Bakit ngayon biglang ang ingay-ingay na ninyo in other words, it's being interpreted as you are practically protecting the interest of China, or at least you're speaking to defend China. What do you think of that perception, Justice?
Well, that is the perception because that is what is happening. Pero ako naman, I give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's just discuss it para malaman kung sino ang tama.
Yung isang question ko rin, Justice, no, being former Associate Justice din po kayo ng Supreme Court, pwede niyo po ba kami bigyan ng your view or the explanation dun sa spirit of law natin when it comes to talking about treason? Kasi may mga nagtatanong na nga po, di po ba tantamount to treason na yung ganito na ang isang mambabatas ay parang halos ibigay na yung dapat pag-aari ng Pilipinas. Parang tumatalikod na doon sa dapat pagprotekta niya sa kalayaan ng bansa. Can you give us your opinion on this, please?
Yeah, the crime of treason exists only during wartime. So, peacetime tayo ngayon, we are not at war with China. There can be no crime of treason under the revised penal code, no? However, if you are a public official, nakalagay dun sa Code of Conduct for government employees, you must be loyal to the Republic of the Philippines. So, etong sinasabi nila na hindi naman sa atin yung islands of the KIG outside our EEZ, that is against the official position of the government. That is contrary to our constitution, contrary to existing legislation. So, tingin ko that's disloyalty already, no? Kasi klaro, when you become a public official, you take an oath to defend the Constitution. And nakalagay sa Constitution, the state shall protect its exclusive economic zone, its marine wealth in its exclusive economic zone. So that is the violation there, disloyalty to the Republic. Nakalagay yan sa Code of Conduct for government employees.
But because hindi naman po sila, halhal sila ng bayan, they don't fall under CSC, di po ba? Ang lagi sinasabi po sa amin is, it's the Committee on Ethics sa Senado na didinig nitong ganitong mga cases.
Yes, dapat they should be there should be a complaint
Yes, there
with
should be
the
a
ethics
complaint
committee.
filed. Opo.
Yeah.
Pero kung wala pong magfa-file, hindi po ba sila wala po ba silang kapangyarihan na parang motu proprio na pag-usapan natin ito dahil nga labag ito sa ating konstitusyon?
Yeah, dapat one senator should bring it up, no, and file a case against them. Pero baka meron mag-file, who knows?
Uy, parang meron pa kayong alam, Justice, na hindi namin alam.
may bumulong po ba sa inyo?
Okay. Justice, let me pursue that. Ano po, yung kung magkakaroon nga ng complaint, ng complaint sa Ethics Committee, do you think we should we should entertain, or the Senate should entertain that at all? Kasi medyo ano na naman po tayo dumarating tayo doon sa punto kagaya nitong committee report ng Blue Ribbon, medyo lumambot yung kanilang statement or committee report, baka ganun din ang mangyari dito, Wag niyo nang wag niyo nang pansinin muna ito dahil masyado pang maraming problema ang taong bayan. Justice, with your permission, sir, sandali lang po, meron lang po kaming flash report. Please stay with us.
DZMM Radyo Patrol Flash Report.
Nico Bagsik, detalye.
Peter, magandang umaga. Opisyal na inanunsyo ng Department of Transportation na pinasibak na ng kagawaran ang 6 na miyembro at tauhan ng PCG Region 9 at 8 tauhan naman ng Marina. Kaugnay ito ng paglubog ng MV Trisha Kirsten 3 sa Basilan. Antabayanan pa ang ilang detalye sa balitang ito maya-maya lamang dito sa DZMM Teleradyo at DZMM Radyo Patrol sa Istrenta. Yan ang balitang kumpirmado, sigurado. Ito ang Radyo Patrol, Nico Bagsik, DZMM.
Nico Bagsik, thank you.
DZMM Radyo Patrol Flash Report.
Justice Carpio, thank you, sir. Are you still with us?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yung ano naman, I'm only interested in correcting the misimpression, that is generated by the statements of Senator Marcoleta. I'm not interested in filing a case against him. Mas importante sa akin, malaman ng taong bayan, mali yung sinasabi niya. At saka hindi tayo ma-confuse, Kasi importante ito This is ipaglaban dapat natin yung what is lawfully ours. Hindi pwede pamimigay na lang natin yung what is ours. We cannot give to China what belongs to Filipinos born and yet to be born.
In the overall context, Justice Carpio, yes, there is no state of war between the Philippines and China. Okay. That said, masyado pong maigting ang mga nangyayari ngayon, yung mga panghaharas, pananakit, hindi na nga lang ito hindi lang bombahan ng tubig and to say that we may not have the rights to our, like you said, our exclusive economic zone from a sitting senator, maybe hindi pagiging traitor, pero at the very least that is unpatriotic. Anong tingin niyo?
Tama. That not only unpatriotic but disloyalty. Dapat niyan, the voters should take note in the next election. Yan ang dyan. The voters will have misgivings na binoto siya. So next time, hindi na dapat siya iboto. That's the punishment.
Yeah. Well, let's extend it. Bukod do sa mga senador na nagsasabi nga na hindi dapat na bastusin natin ang China or the president of China and all of that seemingly even the vice president is not saying anything about what has been happening, And we're not talking about months, years na po. And I think she has been very silent, very quiet about it. So it makes me wonder po kung Are we actually educating our people kung ano talaga yung dapat na maging gawi at paninindigan natin when it comes to somebody, a neighbor who's actually not only harassing us but bullying us eh.
Well, in the first place, no, sa China, there is no freedom of expression. Pag if you make a caricature of President Xi, kulong ka. Walang trial, kukulong ka na lang. Dito naman sa atin, we have freedom of expression. Public figure ka, caricature is not prohibited. So why do we impose on our people the values of China? Hindi naman tayo China eh.
Mhm.
So yung people, Filipinos who say na dapat hindi natin caricature, that is not the values here. That is not the law here. That is the values and law in China. Pag ganyan yan, wala na tayo. Mag-caricature ka ng any leader of a nation, hindi na pwede. Kahit na sa Trump sa US, kina-caricature nga siya.
Opo.
Nobody is exempted. That's part of freedom of expression. Ang gusto nila, we will self-censor ourselves. Hindi pwede yan.
But to the point of one of the senators na nagsabi po na kapag kinarikature ang Pangulo natin na si Bongbong Marcos, papalag din ako eh.
Well,
go ahead.
Nangyayari yan. Kina-caricature siya. But that's part of freedom of expression of people in a country.
Okay. Let's go to the if I may, ito pong tatlong impeachment complaints na po against the Vice President. What do you see? Will this go the route again of what happened with the Supreme Court decision? Is there a possibility na magkaroon na naman ng technicality dito?
Well, the way I look at it, from my observation, the House is following the Supreme Court decision, no? So, as of now, susunod raw sila. That's what they said. So, pag susunod sila, there is no reason to go back to the Supreme Court. No?
And what does yung hinihiling po ni Senate President Soto na i-fast track na ito, what does it mean, sir?
Well, there are two modes of impeachment. Yung first mode, it will be heard by the Committee on Justice after it's referred by the plenary to the Committee on Justice, and then may hearing sa Committee on Justice. That's the first mode. Yung fast track, if at least one-third of the members of the House will sign the articles of impeachment, diretso na yan. That goes directly to the Senate for trial.
Hindi po ba medyo iniba po ng Supreme Court yung second mode po ng fast tracking? Hindi po ba sabi nila dapat ay daraan din muna sa process? So parang hindi na po dapat ata magiging one-third ulit yung vote? Hindi po ba parang ganun yung interpretation do, Justice?
Well, that was the original decision. Dito sa resolution ng Supreme Court on the motion for recon, bumaliktad sila. Binalik nila sa dati. That
Okay.
pag second mode, as long as there is one-third who signed the articles of impeachment, forthwith dalahin na sa Senado.
Dito na naman po tayo babalik dun sa usapin na pag nadala na sa Senado at sinabi the Vice President can and may or may not join physically, personally, yung impeachment case against her. Iba pa rin po yung mga pwedeng i-file na criminal cases sa kanya with regard doon sa mga pagtanong about the questions, about the usage po ng confidential funds niya, di po ba?
Yes, iba yon because the criminal that's filed by the Ombudsman before the Sandigan Bayan, no? And yung original decision ng Supreme Court, sinabi doon, the impeachable officers cannot be sued criminally or civilly before they are impeached. They must first be impeached, no? So what the Ombudsman can do is conduct the investigation. So, that is the gray zone dahil hindi na diniscuss yan sa MR eh. Yung the resolution of the court on the motion for recall, they did not discuss anymore whether an impeachable officer can be civil and criminally sued before the Senate convicts the public official.
Pwede po ba at the same time ang magiging hearing ng impeachment at yung i-conduct na investigation ng ombudsman?
Yeah, the ombudsman can do it at any time. Dahil administrative yan eh.
Okay. So, it's not one or the other.
Hindi.
Ayun.
Dahil every government official, every year, when you file your SALN, nakalagay doon, I authorize the ombudsman to verify my assets and liabilities with any appropriate government agency. So, this power of the ombudsman to verify your SALN exists throughout the year. He can do that at any time. Kasi administrative investigation lang yan eh. That's not a criminal investigation. At saka, nakalagay sa Constitution, if the ombudsman finds something against an impeachable officer, he will submit his findings to the House for the House to decide whether to impeach or not.
Opo. Isa na lang po, Justice, on a slightly different topic naman po, on the SALNs po. Medyo pahirapan ang pagkuha ng SALN ngayon sa lower house dahil kinakailangan pa po ng approval ng plenaryo. Ito po ba ay dapat gawin pa ng ombudsman or hindi po ba ito sumasalungat sa hinihingi ng konstitusyon?
Well, I think the ombudsman issued a statement yesterday or the other day that binigay na o ibibigay na, wala nang question. The House will give to the ombudsman the request of the ombudsman for SALNs of members of Congress.
Ayun.
Alright,
Para
sige
doon sa
po.
mga nasasabit. Ano po?
Kasi nga.
Ayan,
Sige,
okay.
Justice, maraming salamat po for your time.
Thank you very
sir. We'll
much,
call you again.
Justice. We're looking forward to the debate. And
Thank you.
If we're gonna be invited.
May I say that we are willing to host it.
Okay.
Thank
I'll
you,
keep
sir,
that in mind. Thank you,
Okay.
Peter
Thank
and
you,
Rica.
sir.
Si Justice Antonio Carpio, former Senior Associate Justice ng Korte Suprema at lead convener ng Isang Bayan